You ever wonder why two traders, sitting in the same market, looking at the same charts, holding the same information, end up with completely different results? One stays calm, calculated, consistent. The other jumps in, jumps out, panics, regrets, repeats. But here's the part nobody tells you. The market isn't the only thing evaluating you. AI is too. Yes, right now, while you trade, scroll, react, hesitate, and chase. AI systems are quietly learning who you are as a trader, and they can already see a psychological bias in you. A bias you can't see in yourself. A bias that decides whether you become a disciplined trader or remain stuck as an emotional trader forever. Stay with me, because this might be the video that finally shows you the version of you the market has been waiting for. If you're serious about upgrading your trading mind, you're exactly where you need to be. Breathe, lock in, and let's fix the part of trading no indicator can fix, your behavior. Let's break it down slowly so you can hear your own trading mind inside this story. Imagine two traders, same charts, same laptop, same starting capital, but they live in completely different realities. One trades in silence, breath steady, positions planned, risk predefined, notifications off. The other trades in noise, dopamine charged, feeds open, hands shaking, heart racing, mind hijacked. One is predictable by his own rules. The other is predictable by AI. And that's where the story begins. The disciplined trader has one thing the emotional trader never developed: pattern awareness. He knows where his mind breaks, where fear enters, where greed spikes, where patience dies. He studies his triggers like a coach studies game tape. He watches himself like an analyst. He respects hesitation. He recognizes overconfidence. He spots tilt before it becomes revenge trading. But the emotional trader, he has triggers he doesn't even know exist. AI sees them, but he doesn't. Let me show you what I mean. Every time you open your trading app, scroll your social feeds, switch charts, flip time frames, AI models silently log your behavior, your speed, your hesitation, your friction points, your panic actions, your dopamine cycles, your impulsive patterns. You think you're trading the market, but AI is trading you. It's not evil. It's not manipulation. It's simply pattern recognition, the kind that the human mind can't detect in real time. And here's the scary part. AI can identify whether you're a disciplined trader or an emotional trader within your first few minutes of activity, before your first trade, before your first loss, before your first strategy is even tested. Why? Because your behavioral bias shows long before your entries do. Let's go deeper. The emotional trader does something predictable. His behavior spikes in the same places millions of others spike. He hesitates at the exact same moments. He enters for the exact same psychological reasons. He exits at the same pressure points. He overtrades at the same emotional triggers. He repeats mistakes in loops. AI calls this a behavior echo. And emotional traders have the loudest echoes. They scroll fast when anxious. They stare longer at losing trades. They refresh more often when fearful. They jump time frames when lost. They widen stop losses at the same psychological threshold. They close winners early at the same dopamine curve. You might think these are your individual quirks. They're not. They are statistically common patterns, and AI systems see them instantly. The disciplined trader? He breaks this loop. Let's compare the two, side by side, like a psychological X-ray. The emotional trader wakes up and checks the charts before checking his mood. The disciplined trader checks his state before checking the market. The emotional trader thinks every candle is a message. The disciplined trader thinks every candle is noise until a setup appears. The emotional trader reacts. The disciplined trader prepares. The emotional trader lets the market create urgency. The disciplined trader creates his own pace. The emotional trader chases meaning. The disciplined trader follows rules. The emotional trader scrolls for excitement. The disciplined trader scrolls for confirmation. The emotional trader asks, "Is the market ready for me?" The disciplined trader asks, "Am I ready for the market?" Two traders, Two mindsets, two futures. But here's what makes it even more interesting. AI can predict which one you are, long before you can. Let me show you exactly how. AI looks for something called emotional microsignals. Microsignals are tiny behaviors that reveal your internal process. How quickly you move between screens, how long your cursor hovers, how often you open the PL tab, how your scrolling speed changes under stress, how your typing rhythm shifts during a losing trade, how often you check notifications when the market is slow. You don't notice any of this. You don't remember any of this. But AI does. These patterns build a psychological fingerprint, and that fingerprint decides the future of your trading journey. Here's the scary truth. Most beginners enter the charts with an emotional fingerprint strong enough to sabotage their first 100 trades, and they don't even know it. The disciplined trader? His fingerprint is different. He doesn't move fast under stress. He doesn't change screens impulsively. He doesn't chase stimulation. He doesn't scroll for validation. He doesn't enter to fix a feeling. He enters to execute a plan. So AI categorizes him differently. He's not predictable under emotion. He's predictable under rules. Let that sink in. Being predictable isn't a weakness. Being emotionally predictable is. Disciplined traders are predictable by design. Emotional traders are predictable by impulse. The market rewards one and punishes the other. Let's dive deeper into the emotional trader's world, because this is where most people live. He wakes up and opens his phone. Notifications hit like small doses of dopamine. Scrolling stimulates, colors, charts, numbers, bold texts, all hijacking the brain before he even drinks water. AI learns his first pattern of the day, reactivity. He scrolls fast, he taps fast, he wants stimulation quickly. He wants to feel something. This is the first psychological bias. Impatience. AI detects it early. And impatience is one of the strongest signals of emotional trading behavior. But it doesn't stop there. The emotional trader sees a chart move. He zooms in, zooms out, changes time frame, switches indicators, switches symbols. AI logs this as uncertainty. Then he sees a small move. He enters, not because the setup matches his plan, but because he doesn't want to miss it. AI logs this as fear of missing out. Then the price retraces a little. He feels pain before the loss even arrives. He shrinks inside, his hands tense. He closes early. AI logs this as loss intolerance. Then the price goes in his direction after he exits. He feels regret. He jumps back in late. He gets trapped. AI logs this as emotional correction impulse. Then he loses. He enters again to fix it. He widens, stops. He increases size. He loses again. AI logs this as revenge sequence. A full psychological fingerprint built within minutes. A fingerprint the trader does not even know he is creating. Now let's switch. The disciplined trader wakes up differently. He doesn't open the charts immediately. He grounds himself. He centers his attention. He takes responsibility for his state. He knows that his worst trades happen when he is not aligned internally. He opens his trading platform with intention. He reviews yesterday's notes. He checks his plan. He looks at key levels calmly. He knows what he's looking for. He knows what he's avoiding. He knows his process. AI sees minimal friction, minimal reaction, minimal noise, minimal emotional spikes. AI marks him as low volatility behavior, a mind that stays stable under pressure. This alone already separates him from 90% of retail traders. But let's go deeper. The disciplined trader doesn't chase stimulation. He doesn't flip time frames for excitement. He doesn't enter without confirmation. He doesn't respond to red or green candles emotionally. When he hesitates, he examines the hesitation instead of acting through it. When he gets a signal, he confirms the signal, not his feelings. When he loses, he takes the loss without losing himself. When he wins, he doesn't feel invincible. He feels responsible. This is a psychological edge that AI can detect instantly. Your mind leaves a signature. And disciplined minds have a different behavioral signature from emotional minds. Like norm, let's reveal the bias AI detects that emotional traders don't see. The bias is called The intention-action gap. Your intention says, I will follow my plan today. Your action says, I'll just enter this one trade. It looks good. Your intention says, I'll be patient. Your action says, I can't wait anymore. Your intention says, I'll risk small. Your action says, I need to increase size to recover. Your intention says, I'll protect my capital. Your action says, I kinda need this trade to work. AI sees this gap clearly. Emotional traders can't, because emotional traders don't observe themselves. They only observe the market. But disciplined traders observe both. They study the market, and they study the person trading it. And that's the difference between a trader who breaks the cycle and a trader who becomes the cycle. Behaviour. Let's go into the pattern interrupt moment, because this is where your mind might shift forever. Ready? Here it is. Most traders don't lose because they lack strategy. They lose because AI can predict their emotional response before they even press the buy button. Your emotions are visible. Your reactions are measurable. Your patterns are predictable. But you don't see the bias. You feel it. AI doesn't feel anything. It just recognizes everything. The question now is simple. How do you transform from an emotional trader to a disciplined trader, when AI already sees the future version of you more clearly than you see yourself? You start by changing your behavioral fingerprint, not your strategy, not your indicators, not your chart style, not your risk percentage, your behavior. Because the disciplined trader isn't born. He is engineered. He engineers his mind. He engineers his routines. He engineers his habits. He engineers his emotional responses. He engineers the version of himself that trades. The emotional trader reacts. The disciplined trader designs. And that changes everything. Let's build the identity shift right now. The emotional trader asks, what will the market do today? The disciplined trader asks, what will I allow myself to do today? The emotional trader says, I hope today is better. The disciplined trader says, I will make today better. The emotional trader reacts to pressure. The disciplined trader practices pressure. The emotional trader wants results. The disciplined trader wants control. The emotional trader tries to change the outcome. The disciplined trader changes himself. You feel the shift? Good, because we're not done yet. Let's bring the final perspective, the one that makes you rethink every trade you've ever taken. AI already knows who you are as a trader, but you still have the power to rewrite that profile. You can rewrite your patterns, your biases, your emotional triggers, your habits, your fingerprint, but only by doing one thing: switching from reactive identity to deliberate identity. Not, I want to be disciplined, but I act like a disciplined trader before the market tests me. That's the difference. That's the shift. That's the upgrade. Because discipline isn't a skill. It's a personality you choose, and then you practice. And emotional trading isn't a flaw. It's a habit you inherited. And now you outgrow. Let me end with this. The market doesn't care who you were yesterday. AI doesn't care who you were yesterday. Your failures don't care. Your losses don't care. Your past doesn't care. But your next trade will reveal exactly who you choose to be today. Disciplined or emotional. Self-driven or algorithm-driven. Predictable by fear or predictable by process. This is where your identity shifts. Right here, right now, while you're watching this. Because from this moment forward, you no longer trade to win. You trade to behave like the version of you who deserves to win. And that version, the disciplined version, the elevated version, the stable version, he's already inside you. You just haven't traded like him yet. But you will. Starting now. If this hits you, subscribe and step into the disciplined trader you're becoming. Share this with the trader who needs a mindset upgrade. They'll thank you later. Drop a comment. Are you trading from emotion or from identity? Let's build this community. Turn on notifications, because the next video builds the next layer of your trading mind. And remember, you're not just learning to trade. You're learning to become the trader who wins.